What if World of Warcraft was a little bit more like Gears of War? And what attracted me to Gears of War as a World of Warcraft player? What if instead of dealing with the end boss of Torghast along those lines, it looked more like this? Like this? What if it was like that? Yeah? I know my friends that I'm comparing or about to compare apples to oranges. Completely. But it is something that you do when you're bored. It is something when you do when you're sick of eating the same food every day. I always promoted it on my channel. Sometimes it is good to switch the gears a little bit, quite literally, to Gears of War. No, I'm not gonna leave World of Warcraft. I'm an addict, just like you here, my friends, and I'm gonna continue covering it. But in between, sometimes, occasionally, more if you guys and girls want me to do more of this type of content, I'm gonna do these mini-series, call them whatever you want. But I want to have fun, and something like this reinvigorates my interest in the gaming as a whole, rather than be bored, as I am right now in WoW. So, let's just humor ourselves and have a little fun ride comparing the uncomparables and speculating on what would happen if World of Warcraft was a little bit more like Gears of War. Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Gyro, I'm your host here. Today we are comparing the uncomparables, the World of Warcraft to Gears of War. We're not even comparing, we're just speculating what would happen if Warcraft was more like Gears of War. So first of all, cinematics and voiceovers probably would be just as good. I don't think they would improve much or become much worse. I think that quality of cinematics, voices, scenes, the energy that the characters show us in both games are very, very, very comparable. So that certainly talks to a lot of us. I think that would be just as good.
I'll spare you the inspirational speech, Private. You know what to do.
Yes, sir. All right, let's do this.
I also think that faction storylines in World of Warcraft would become a lot more heroic. I think that Alliance probably, speculatively, would seem more patriotic, defending their lands, and kind of heroic in a classic sense of the word, classic knights, classic kind of stuff. And the Horde would project more of strength and honor, Saurfang style, for the faction as a whole and for its fallen comrades. That's what I think. I also think that the graphics of World of Warcraft would improve vastly if it was a little more like Gears of War. The world would feel a lot more immersive rather than cartoony. And I'm not talking here just about the style. I know that the styles of the games are different, but we're not defending those points. We know we are comparing the uncomparables here. But I think it's more, what I'm talking about is more about the feel that we would get as characters. I reckon that we would immerse ourselves a lot more in the world.
Way to go, Private. Keep pushing. Tower's just ahead.
I also think that aiming at your targets would become a lot harder. However, World of Warcraft is on PC, and Gears of War I know runs on PC as well, but I'm playing on Xbox, and it's much harder to aim with a controller, especially in shooting environments. Something what I would experience if I was playing a hunter, or a mage, or anything that throws projectiles. However, if we assume, speculate here, humor the migration of World of Warcraft to a console environment at all, then I imagine the controls would become somewhat similar. Now, this is probably something that kiddies and their mothers are not gonna be very happy with, but if World of Warcraft was a little bit more like Gears of War, the game would become a lot more gritty, a lot more bloody and gritty, and it would definitely inflate its rating. I would certainly hope that Blizzard would then introduce some parental controls and some detail sliders where people could turn off blood, turn off gore. There are plenty of examples of games that give us, adults, mature players that if we wanted to, and they allow the others to tune it down in some games at all. So that wouldn't be an issue, but that is certainly something that would have to be addressed. All battles, PvP, raiding, 5-man dungeons would become visceral, properly visceral. You'd be sucked right into it. You'd sense danger, rather than just yawn and watch Netflix on the other monitor if you have to. I love this about Gears of War. I miss it in World of Warcraft. The world of Warcraft has no danger. And the world of Gears of War, however linear, however much of just a fun ride it is dangerous. You are afraid to die. Not on the casual level of difficulty that I'm playing the game on, because I play for fun. But at the same time, my god, I miss danger in World of Warcraft. I want to feel like the world is dangerous, and there is certainly the scenes, the situations that Gears of War throws you into, straight up, are dangerous. Now, speaking of the danger and speaking of how we would react to that danger, how we would prepare to face that danger, I imagine, and because there is shooting going on in Gears of War, not only, but shooting is 99% of the game, obviously, I would talk to my dear hunters and also the class that is very, very dear to my heart in World of Warcraft. As hunters, we probably then, in World of Warcraft, would be able and see the purpose in switching our weapons on the go. I'm not saying running out of bullets, that probably would never happen in World of Warcraft and would be kind of unfun, but at the same time, I think that variety of weapons and their uses, depending on the situation, is completely unexplored in WoW. When you switch a spec, that's when you switch your weapon, really. And you always only replace the weapon with a higher item level or something that gives you extra powers if you were lucky enough to pick up one of those with green effects on them written up that do something extra. I actually love the fact that Gears of War brings that to the forefront, and the different weaponry for different situations, for different tactical advancement, shotguns for closer range, and marksman rifles for longer range, stuff like that. I love that. Even as a World of Warcraft player, dedicated person who plays role-playing games and develops characters rather than shoots things and runs like crazy, I am having a blast. Now, brief honorable mention of the summoned pets and tames. They probably would have more personality in World of Warcraft if it was like Gears of War. At least I like this one.
Okay, Santiago, time to meet our new friends.
Right behind you, Major.
Now, vehicle combat and things, explicit things like mounted turrets, would make you feel powerful rather than sort of kind of hindered by yet another mechanic that Blizzard just threw in to give you a little sense of variety in your gameplay, I guess, but that is, I'm speculating on why they even bother, personally. But I do not know many people who particularly enjoy switching from your core abilities of your class and spec to riding a vehicle or shooting some sort of a turret on a wall of Wintergrasp when you're defending Wintergrasp and thoroughly enjoying it. I think if it's done right and if it's done more Gears of War style, it would be awesome. It would be a lot more powerful. You would be like, yes! Did I mention that World of Warcraft would become more gritty? In the best sense of the word? Oh, I did. Alright, moving on then. Environments, I also probably mentioned them briefly. They would become a lot more detailed. I would even say gorgeous. They would become gorgeous.
What the hell is even happening?
And bosses would look freaking amazing. They would look freaking amazing. The fights with them would make you feel crazy involved. You would feel dragged right into the middle of it. You would feel like you're about to die, or your friends are about to die, or something else is about to happen. I'm not saying that World of Warcraft needs to lift it to that absolute end for me to feel involved or excited yet again. These are different games, I do remember, I hope you do too. But at the same time, you want to feel excited, you want to feel challenged, you want to feel danger, and you don't in World of Warcraft at all. And here you do on every freaking corner, and look at this. Horde catapults would become a lot more detailed, wouldn't you say so? Fire, look at this, the effects, look at how exactly World of Warcrafty this looks, it's amazing! And I already mentioned Wintergrasp, but I reckon if World of Warcraft became a lot more like Gears of War, things like defending Wintergrasp would become bloody amazing again. Look at this. Look at them climbing onto the wall. Look at all this. Look at me mowing them down. It's just fantastic. I am definitely getting so much adrenaline out there, and I'm loving every minute of it. So to summarize, my friends, my guys and girls, if World of Warcraft was even a tiny bit more like Gears of War, in my humble opinion of a casual player, World of Warcraft would become exciting once again.